Nerd for a Day is the fourth episode of the third season of Full House. This is directed by Bill Foster, and there will be spoilers from now as I discuss things that happen in this episode. And it is a really good episode, particularly if you're a fan of Stephanie. We have a lot of great Stephanie moments in this. So I'll go through each of the main narratives in turn. One of them is very, very brief, and it involves Danny and Joey. And actually, interestingly, all of the main characters had some kind of role to play here. And that's not usually the case. Usually there's at least one character who's basically just there wandering around the house or something. But actually, everybody played a part here, at least everybody who lives in the house. Joey and Danny are actually going to work together because Becky's on an assignment. So Joey is Danny's random co-host. It's a bit strange, but nevertheless, that's what happens. And they were running late because Joey was bad at timekeeping, and Danny's obviously disgruntled about that. So while on air, kind of to get his own back, Joey calls Danny out for polishing his wooden shoe trees, which is a strange concept, I guess. But this quickly ends, basically as soon as it started. It's definitely filler, it's definitely fluff, but I didn't mind it. We then have part of the story focusing on DJ and Michelle, and this is so cute. DJ has an English assignment where she has to follow somebody around for a day, by which I mean somebody in her family, not just some random stranger, and then write a report about them. And she decides to follow Michelle. And this means we get a lot of Michelle and also a lot of DJ and Michelle, which is not a pairing we get as much as I'd like. Usually it's Michelle and one of the adults, and it's absolutely adorable. One of my favourite bits is when they had nap time and Michelle said, "Nap over," within about 3 seconds, and Michelle kissing DJ's boo-boo when DJ walked into the crib, and it was absolutely adorable, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But the main fascination is definitely the story with Stephanie, both because Stephanie is awesome and also because it has some really great messages in it. Stephanie comes home from school and reveals that she was actually kept back after class for, I think, 15 minutes. And this is because she and everybody in the class were making fun of this kid called Walter, and they were calling him Duckface because of, a facial expression that he makes. And quite rightly, Jessie says this isn't acceptable. You shouldn't call people names. You need to phone him and apologise. They find his number. She phones him. There's a little bit of comedy with her constantly trying to hang up the phone. But then it seems to be done. And the next thing Stephanie knows, Walter is at her front door. Walter is, his full name is Walter F. Berman. He's played by Whit Hertford. And Stephanie opens the door, and immediately we can see why he is called Duckface, because he is making this facial expression. Well, he looks like a duck face. And apparently he now thinks that Stephanie is his secret girlfriend. And we have this great performance from Jodie Sweetin where she storms up to Jessie and she's furious because she blames Jessie because he made her phone him to apologise. And I just thought the performance was absolutely delightful. And a little later, some kids show up to come over to Stephanie's house, but Walter has also turned up uninvited, and the kids find out that he thinks that Stephanie is his secret girlfriend, and they demand that Stephanie calls him Duckface to prove that she's not his girlfriend. And of course, she's not going to do this. She refuses to do this. And the other kids start to make fun of him. So Stephanie stands up to them and tells them, basically points out things that they were teased for previously, reminding them of what it felt like at a time when they were being teased for something. And I think that that's really important to remember. People will tease other people for things, but you have to remember that it hurts and that the same could happen to you. Maybe the same thing has happened to you and it wasn't a nice experience, so don't do it to other people. And I think that that's a wonderful message. There is some comedy in that scene, but mostly it's very moving and well explained and well delivered, and I rather liked it. I think this is a really great episode. Nerd for a Day is really entertaining, definitely adorable, and with some really significant messages about anti-bullying as well. Definitely a really strong episode.